Nah, it's dunge, puppy. It's dunge.
That's okay. Tell you what's not dunge though, like game number 1, as we go into it, spawning in the bottom right position, it is our Protoss player we've been following him all day, playing for DPG from South Korea. It is herO.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Moondance, we have his opponent, the South Korean Zerg player. He is blue, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming. DPG. It is Dark.
As we go into the finals here, just want to give a shout out to all the viewers. Thank you for joining us. Hope we Happy New Year, or if you're New Year, I don't know if it's hit Europe yet. Yeah, hope you guys party hard. Either way.
Yeah. You just say, hope you guys party hard. You're like, yeah, hope you guys don't remember this cast. Hope you guys are gone.
Yeah, 100%. Only remember Light's parts. Like, scrub me from your memory.
No. Thank you so much, Chase, for joining me tonight as well. I know,
I'm sorry, Light. I forgot Arsenal playing last night. For you guys that don't know, I stayed up till 6:30 a.m. to watch soccer. And then, like, yeah.
Hey, it's okay. You didn't sleep in. Okay, you were here on time. And speaking of being here on time, Dark goes for a drone scout going into a gas steal.
This is just to buy time, surely, right? Because Protoss can just... Actually, I guess they do want to second gas a little bit faster than... Because normally, against like TVP, I feel like the Protoss a lot of the time takes the gas as the natural. They can do that, but yeah, full-on scout, maybe going to limit slightly what herO can do. But...
Yeah, fun fact, I used to do this all the time. Back in like early Legacy of the Void, I would constantly open up with a gas steal against Protoss. Oh my god. So very interesting for Dark to bring it back. As you were saying, we can see herO is taking his gas at his natural, his second gas at his natural, but it is going to be a little bit later than he would have liked, so this will disrupt his build a little bit.
Yeah, just slightly. But sometimes it's the little things that can throw you off. We see, herO kind of disrupted the natural for Dark, and Dark's just like, okay, I'll take your gas guys instead. That's the thing too, like sometimes you can like hold some sway over what your opponent does. It's like if they do something you don't like, you do something that they don't like, or even just being petty.
Speaking of being,
like you microed your probe so much, I'm gonna just like send 5 things across the map.
Exactly, yeah. These Lings of Dark, they actually skirted around the edge of the map. They bypass the first Adept as well. They do sneak in towards the main base. They do get one probe kill. Can they get a second?
It looks like it's being a little bit annoying here. This Adept should be able to clean up as the extra gateways are added. Like this is something I've been doing a bit. Oh, not this one. Where's not flooding? These extra Lings are a little bit weird. But yeah, I was gonna say, like, this is something I've been doing. If you get blocked, your opponent is generally really keen to get across the map and disrupt your economy, disrupt the probes moving around.
True.
Just send like 4 Lings across the map as well, make it extra 4. It's not the biggest investment losing 2 drones, so the potential of holding on 2 drones yourself, because your opponent's gonna be distracted dealing with it, and all the prey is just fall apart because they're not used to having to deal with that while they're trying to be aggressive.
Definitely, and we saw that's exactly what Dark was trying to do. Meanwhile, we have a very aggressive follow-up here from herO. This is 5 gate glaive adepts coming out here. Because of the 5 gateways, this is very aggressive, much more than usual. But Dark actually went for a very fast Roach Warren. I think this was like a 3-minute 40 Roach Warren-ish, or 3-minute 50. So yeah, he is gonna have a response to this.
He will indeed, as we see. Pretty kind of safe posturing here from herO. This is Ling count. He's pretty comfortable. Doesn't have a warp prison, and Dark should recognize he doesn't need to go full kind of too hard. But actually, it's Shade finishing there, and all these gets cleaned up.
Oh my god, this was a misstep from herO. To lose his first couple of adepts like this is massive, because again, he's still on 2 bases. He hasn't taken a third. He wants to make these glaive adepts work, and after losing them, he goes for a Dark Shrine.
Yeah, and we see here Hero still trying to be a bit aggressive, just keep tabs on, is my opponent making drones, or if they making units, because when you lose that initial momentum, there is that risk of being attacked, but it looks like, despite making extra units, Dark's going back into droning, and it looks like he's really clued in here, but that's a lot of Adepts, like.
That is a lot of Adepts. We'll see if Dark can keep up. We do see commitment into the Shade once again. The Lings are going to be able to dive on top of this. The Biles as well.
Ooh, great Bile there, and the Warpers goes into the main. Expect to see a Warping with these Adepts joining them up, but it looks like there's a lot kind of being traded out here, but a lot of Adepts, actually, that's a heap of Adepts, like, and there's no layer at all, and the Dark Shroud's going to finish very soon.
Yeah, exactly. It was 6 gates even here for Hero, so very committed Glaive Adept opener. What's scary is the follow-up DTs. We don't have spores at the natural. We do have a spore at the third and in the main base, though. So we do have a little bit of detection available here for Dark. Oh my god.
Is that DT Blink?
Oh yeah.
Like, it's kind of hilarious that Dark stole the gas and still hasn't, like, you know, it hasn't been killed yet, and he's just going DT Blink with this one of his gas.
It really is. Apparently you can do it off of 3 gases, not 4. Meanwhile, we do see Lings trying to keep up here with the Adepts, but a lot of Lings are being shaved off one after the other. The fact that Hero is going for Blink is insane, by the way, and we should be seeing the first wave of DTs through. No, we have more Adepts.
We do indeed, and actually the Adept's going to skip out of the main base quite safely here. And Dark, he's scrambling. This is the point at Zerg where it's hard because you don't have the units to kind of fight on 2 fronts. You have to really split really well here. As we see, he's kind of fighting on so much going on there. But yeah, with Dark time to Blink finishing up soon, he does able to use the Adepts to scout out where the spore positions are. So maybe that can help with the DT4.
It really can, but for the time being, it looks like Hero wants to wait for the Blink before he really commits to DTs. The other scary thing, I don't know if you noticed this, but Dark actually cut drones very early on because of how fast his Roach Warren was, so his economy just is really struggling to sustain his losses right now. He keeps losing more Lings, he keeps losing more Ravagers, more of these Roaches as well.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point of going DTs if your initial strat's still working, right? It's going to shave these queens off. Really difficult for Dark, because we see he likes to bunch his queens up, so that's, you know, every queen lost, he's only got 2. It really stifles his injects, but even with the injects, like, as you said, he's down 17 workers. I don't think he's got enough to kind of sustain this kind of action going.
Yeah, and now we have the kill move where we cripple with the Adepts and we kill with the DTs. We have 4 of them going in towards the main base. Because they have Blink, they can dive on top of the Spore, and there is no lair. As soon as the Spore dies, the base dies. Oh.
Yeah, thankfully he is in position. He did scout it reasonably quickly, but we see it doesn't look like there's a... Actually, is there a fault? Yeah, third base coming down for Hero, just taking that back base. And what is he going to do with these DTs? Because they're kind of... He's just going to wait for a recall, right? Because there's not a lot I guess he can... Oh, he's got Blink.
Yeah, exactly. He hasn't revealed Blink yet, so he just has to kill the Spore. He goes for it!
Oh my god, that's so sick.
Oh my god, and this is a dead hatchery, 100%, mate. There is no way for Dark to save this.
Oh my days, and Dark is now put down to 2 bases. The good news is he doesn't have drones to saturate 3 bases if you want to. The bad news is it's still not good enough. And GG is called. Hero takes game number 1.
GG in a very convincing fashion. A 6-gate Glaive Adept off of 2 bases into Blink DTs. Of course, because the Adepts dealt so much damage, we saw that Hero was able to transition and get a 3rd base behind it as well. He was just in a commanding position from almost the start of the game.
Certainly was. Like, and that was a game, it was... I don't know, there was some early shenanigans going on. Yeah, I'm not sure how much that impacted the result. I feel like Dark, as you said, cut drones pretty early. Good build choice by Heroes, but I'm not sure if the extra Lings that were made, which didn't get in, was kind of helpful at all.
Yeah, like, cutting workers, especially at the start of the game, is really detrimental as the game progresses, just because you're losing so much income. And when you're stuck at a low drone count like that, it matters that much more when you're up against, like, essentially an all-in, which is kind of what Hero was going for. Again, he eventually expanded later, but that's just because of how good everything was going. Oh boy, so a bit of a rough game number 1 there from Dark, and that's also the scary thing about Hero. He doesn't just have to play with Blink Stalkers.
100%. You know, 6-8 Adept, really strong build when it was in the meta, and when it's off meta, you can just whip it out and you know, I feel like it might have been a little bit reactive, but in that case, it did the job phenomenally. Either way, like, spawning in that bottom left position, it is playing for DPG, the South Korean Protoss, that dreamlike Atlanta champion. It is herO.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Inside and Out, we have his opponent, the South Korean Zerg player representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG. It is Dark. Once again, yeah, being forced to take the unnatural natural. Do we have another gas steal?
Yeah, I think when you get blink DT'd and you take a gas, it kind of makes you realize, no, it does nothing at all. It doesn't really do anything. But it's possible. Hey, this is the ironic thing about like blocking the natural for the Protoss players, is it kind of like, at first it was at a point where it was supposed to throw the Zerg off. Now the Zerg just expects it, you know, and they just plan around that anyway. So again, another case of Zerg being thrown off early on. The strategy comes out, but then adapting to it pretty well. But again, it's never nice. It does make you a little bit uncomfortable, Zerg, I'd say.
Yeah, I think the most interesting thing to me is that it took a long time for the unnatural natural to become meta, like in the grand scheme of Legacy of the Void, right? Like, it was, we had Legacy of the Void for a decent amount of years. I want to say 4 years. Like, taking the unnatural natural wasn't really a thing until like 2020, right? Like 2019, 2020. So yeah, it's kind of odd that like it took a while for that to really become popular and become trendy from the Protoss players.
Yeah, I think just with the way like Protoss is always going to get 2 adepts out in the time of 2 adepts out by the time before link speed finishes. It always felt a bit punishing to take a further away base. But Zerg players have kind of just thought, well, why don't I just make like a couple extra Zerglings and just keep them like, you know, 3 at each base, as long as the Overlords are in position to see the adepts come in, the Queens can tank. It's not the biggest kind of issue. It's still hard to deal with when 2 adepts come to 1 base, but generally you just got to pull drones once, and then you have enough, you know, lings for link speed at that point. But I agree, like it was something that, you know, the counter ironically was to delay your natural regularly by just getting a spawning pool fast to get things out. Where the counter now is just to, you know, take your base either faster or just take it elsewhere.
Interesting how the meta has evolved over time. And speaking of evolving over time, again, we do see herO this time not opening up with a Twilight Council, not going Robo, instead going Stargate.
Stargate indeed, as we see. Oop, Stalker's going to push back. Generally in this matchup, the Stalker's indicative of I want to hide something. Normally it could be like Robo or Twilight play, quite common. But you have seen, again, you know, the meta play where you just get a Stalker and delay your Stargate very slightly, just to make it look like it's, you know, not something crazy. But in this case, hero's going to reveal the... Oh, he's going to be forced to do the beam though to save the Stalker. Yes, he will.
Yeah, very nicely done here by Dark. Going to be able to force a little bit of wasted energy here across the map, not offensively, as herO is going to be going for a very fast 3rd base behind this and is opening. Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Oof.
Light, I'm clipping that.
I'm glad it's not last night. That would have been a shot right there if we were casting last night.
Maybe herO was the one that was probably.
True. Just that 3rd base a little bit off center, but he is opening up double Stargate, going into that Fire Council, going into a Forge actually.
Yeah, and this is something that's a little bit indicative. If I saw this, like, you know, first thought is, I'm safe in the immediate future, nothing wacky's gonna happen. I see the 4 depths at 3rd base. I would have thought this would have been like a charge off kind of build, but with the amount of depths he's warping in, looks like it just could be like a general kind of glade suppression bit, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, because of all the gases, I imagine it's going to be Blink, but we'll see. So far, that there's nothing being produced from that Twilight Council. The Adepts are going to be shading on in, going to be trying to trade efficiently here against the Lings, but they are being surrounded.
Great surround there for Dark. couple of depths still being sent across the map. He's splitting them up, and this is more just kind of like a buying time / delaying. It's a really kind of clever move where your opponent kills all your adepts. They're going to be aggressive because they think they've got map control. You just keep your Oracle at home, and you just send 2 adepts from 2 different angles to come and reduce the damage. So super annoying play here from herO, but very good.
Yeah, definitely. As he gets 2 adepts across the map, they're able to slip on past. The Lings are out of position, by the way, so a couple of these transferring drones are going to get picked up.
1 drone, 4 drones have gone down so far. There's 5 drones to even get in the main base here. 2 of these Lings are scrambling.
Oh no! Another 2 adepts come in as well. A lot of drones. Too many drones are going down, Chase.
Yeah, no, this is a lot more harder than it seems to be. 8 drones isn't horrible for 4 adepts, but keep in mind you're losing like working units that are, for units that are meant to harass and meant to make damage. So it's not great. Not only do you have to rebuild drone again for an extra 50 minerals, you have to also have that mining time that you lose. Looks like Dark's going to go for some map. Try and get something done, but hero's as solid as a rocket.
Yeah, this is a pretty important scout as well. Even though Dark didn't get into the main base, he does confirm the Zealots that have been warped in, so now he knows for certain that it should be Charge, not Blink. And I was really curious as to what the gas was going to be used for, and actually herO went for a very fast, oh my god, second Forge as Banelings roll in, but Overcharge is just a little bit too good.
The shield battery holds yet again. And something too, like, that I gotta say is double forward as well. Something a little bit not really spoken about is the positioning of these shield batteries. It keeps them, they're able to defend outside the nexus if required, but it also keeps them safe and tucked away for when they drop that shield battery and charge. So little nuances. Base building again has become quite extreme. Its meta has evolved in StarCraft. Remember AlphaGo when they tried to wall off his Terran?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, either way, Zerg doesn't have that problem as much. Of course, they still need to take care of their buildings, but Dark is he's going for, looks like a roach based unit comp. He's getting +1 for Banes as well, so +2.
Yeah, he's going to be going for Roach, Ling, Bane here. Meanwhile, we have a massive warping of Zealots here in the main base. At the same time, we have Zealot Rumba here over towards the 3rd. So we'll see if Dark can keep up with all this aggression. So far, holding on at the ramp, Dark is doing, or trading as efficiently as possible, but the drones are left alone.
Yeah, certainly in Dark, he's not going to kill this with just the Queens, but they are buying a lot of time on the ramp here. I'd like to see herO maybe back off and get some damage done elsewhere, take out the upgrades this morning too.
Yeah, the Zealots aren't really doing as much as they otherwise could have.
Yeah, and hero's just expanding, taking a 4th base behind this. Keep in mind, Dark is, the economy's looking great for our Zerg player. And hero's really taking this game by the I don't know, by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah, I mean, herO's been able to, for the most part, actually keep the worker counts even, which is something that is a scary prospect here if you are a Zerg player. And herO was able to keep his Archons alive as well. Here we go, he's getting ready for a massive push. He's hitting with a bit of a 1-1 timing, 2-2 on the horizon as well. And with these disruptors, we'll see how well Dark can split.
Yeah, 100%. This Oracle going to be super annoying too with the Queens being taken out. He's going to be able to cut back on creep. I'm not sure if this Disruptor is going to get too much done, considering that there are speed ridges on creep. But again, yeah, well, considering the unit compositions here, Dark's going to have done well to hold that with minimal damage taken.
Yeah, exactly. At the same time, he's going to be waddling Banelings in towards the 3rd base. Where's the reaction from herO? Up!
Oh my god, is he walled in? No, he can get out!
Oh, he barely gets out.
It's so funny seeing the Zealots like sacrifice themselves to save the probes.
Yo, the hero, they dive on the grenade, Poppy.
Keep in mind they were +2 Banes as well, so all it took was like 1 touch, but unfortunately Dark did not have Bane speed. Jig is up now. Look out for Rumblers now.
Yeah, speaking of, it looks like these Banelings are going to get caught out here as we get into the mid game. Could you please move the mic closer to your face a little bit?
Alright,
it's okay.
I think I hold it like way too close, and now that's the standard. So I'll turn the gain up next time.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. Meanwhile, here we go. The disruptors are looking quite exposed here, but the Novas still go off.
Yeah, and hero's actually pushed through this choke point. He's actually got in this kind of central position, which breaks up the Zerg rally, and herO has to be really careful now. Another disruptor drop going off. Yeah, does he have enough? It doesn't look like it. Like,
oh my god, with the blink on forward here, herO wants to desperately get on top of these roaches, but the Ling reinforcements may just be enough here, but no, it is not. GG gets called, and herO takes game number 2.
yeah, it was starting to look like he could maybe hold that there, but if you look at the economical situation, herO is just ahead. Get the extra base, the infrastructure, and Dark just kind of tapped out and realized, even if I hold it, it's going to drag on too long. I can't deal with a player of this caliber when I am this kind of behind. So
exactly, like once again, herO is just able to get so much economic damage done with his adepts, this time Glaveless adepts, and even with his Zealot Rumbys as well, just pulling Dark apart and just giving him a really hard time getting to that comfortable drone count, getting into that comfortable army and that comfortable position.
yeah, and hopefully Dark can kind of stabilize and kind of give us a great game 3 here, because keep in mind this is a best of 5, and if Dark loses, Light wins the prediction. And I lose, so we don't want Dark to lose, please, guys.
I mean, overall, we both did predict herO to win, so we at least have that kind of aligned in our interests. But how
and rub it in, Light.
What do you mean?
Yeah, it's true. It is, but you win extra. You win the bonus for that. But anyway, spawning in the bottom left position, like on ace map. The ace match indeed is DPG's South Korean Protoss player herO.
Are you okay?
I caught myself. I forgot to say the color and country.
It's okay, Bobby. It's okay, because spawning in the top right-hand corner of Data Under the Sea, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG. It is Dark. Boy, bearing in mind that even herO made a couple of slip-ups in that last game. If you remember, it all started with him misplacing and miscentering his third Nexus. So, even the best of them can sometimes slip up a little bit, and despite that, still win. Oh my god.
Yeah, oh no, yeah, this is the map for it.
Hey, is he going for the macro cannon rush? Is he going to go for a forge after this?
If it's not scouted... Oh, no, it's just a...
It's a fake out, yeah. It's a fake out, but Dark doesn't even know that he was being faked out.
Oh my god. hero's just like, man, he's so good. How do you know it's not cannon rush? I thought I wasn't seen. Well, buddy, you weren't.
herO, his brain is sometimes a little bit too big for himself,
Too ginormous of a brain. Yeah, and see, this is the things like how do these players that send 2 overlords across the map not get cannon rush?
I know.
You see them cannon rush and they just choose not to.
Mate, every single time I send my second overlord across the map and then I notice it, I'm like, God damn it, I'm gonna get cannon rushed, aren't I? And then I send a drone down, and it's like, oh yeah, there they are.
100%.
The punish is always real.
It has to be like a meta thing where if your opponent sees it, they're gonna stop it 100%. But in this case, Dark did not see it. Yeah, kind of weird. But either way, probably gonna be annoying. Is he gonna throw down a pylon? Yes. So this is the thing. If your Zerg player only has 2 Zerglings, you can get your Adept across the map if you chrono boost it. Yeah, in time for the pylon to finish. So this is why you normally see Zergs go for the 4 Zerglings. They need it to secure that 3rd base, but Dark is going to be taking a bit of a L here as he gets his Zerg dive.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get the 3rd eventually, but much later than he would have liked. Meanwhile, so far, Dark has been doing a great job at keeping his drones alive. He does pull back the weakened workers, and the Adept, does get taken out by the Queen.
Got this Adept.
Yeah, the Adept does get out, and Dark, great control there. He keeps every drone alive.
Yeah, he hasn't lost a drone so far. If you look at the units lost, um, yeah, 100 actually. Just the one adept. Oh, I thought the adept got killed by the queen, but yeah, he's looking pretty good so far. Like I have to say,
Mhm.
but
Yep.
2 adepts and an oracle. Here we go.
That's the thing. Again, herO wants to be the aggressor. He wants to be in his face. He's going for a second Oracle behind this. He's going to look to dive into one of these mineral lines, and we'll see if Dark is going to be in position. One of his queens is off of creep, and here we go. He commits.
Yeah, a bit of a weird choice here by herO to shoot the lings. He's going to get the lings out, unless he's looking to do a pretty fast follow up here. I'm not sure about that. It's the sport. Oh, lose his head.
Oh
And
my
herO does
god.
keep it safe.
He does keep it safe. Meanwhile, Dark is going for a bit of a ling flood. He's got 20 lings on the way behind this. He is droning though, so he's not forcing himself all in, but he really wants to try and punish this third base.
Yeah, and ironically enough, if herO lost the oracle, he might play a little bit safer and be better prepared for this. But because the oracle is still alive, he's going to be able to most likely cancel the surge, get these adepts, even with the oracle reinforcing to deal with it. But it's going to be a bit more of a costlier trade for that, I'd say.
Oh, it is going to be a little bit more costly at the same time. Across that stasis trap goes off, does get 4 of those drones at the natural base, and because of the third oracle that came out, herO holds on to his third.
He does indeed. So we have 3 oracles out right now. Like, are you seeing what I'm seeing? It's going to be the herO style and herO's final potential game. But yeah, going to be curious to see as another stasis will go down. Good reaction. Curious to see how Dark approaches this, because he's in a reasonable economic position compared to the previous games.
Yeah, like Dark has been able to defend much better this game compared to the entirety of the series, so he's not going to be in too bad of a position. In saying that though, Dark did make a lot of lings this game, so even though he hasn't lost a lot of drones, he hasn't been making as many drones.
Yeah, wow, I just saw him all that huge swell of lings he made too, but considering the adepts in the map, I guess it makes sense. The queens are going to be looking out for these oracles. There's quite a few of them, and yeah, there's not a huge drone count here for Dark. But now that he's kind of secure, he's got his 4th base coming, he can just play, super safe, super comfortably as we head into the mid game.
Yeah, exactly. And herO is really ramping up. We have 6 gates on the way to join his already 2 as a part of the natural wall. So 8 gate blink stalkers with +1. Third base is barely even saturated. herO wants to be in the face of Dark. And now Dark has to be careful not to over drone. He's up to 62, which isn't too bad. But if he makes too many, then this push from herO may just be it.
Yeah, as we see some extra gateways being added, 4 of them to be exact. These adepts going to come in. Oh, almost finishing the shade there, but does scout the lings there. A bit of a respect play from here, just making sure you've got enough lings to respect what I'm doing. But yeah, only 48 probes from herO. So yes, cut, and he's going to be going for a blink with +1 timing with these extra gateways. How much is that total? I can't do math. That's 8, right?
Oh yeah, 8 gates. It's
8
actually 8 plus is 1 proxy gate, so 9 gates in total.
That's pretty chad. But yeah, I think considering when Dark's seen this, I'm not sure if, that's a lot of stalkers though.
It is a lot of stalkers. A lot of the creep is going to be cleaned up. This is going to be slow and steady here for herO. He has to be very careful because Dark is going for a surround.
He is indeed, and losing a queen there, but great surround. And even if these stalkers blink away, these adepts are going to be forfeit. No, he's going to get on top of the stalkers while they still can be on the blink. But yeah, Dark, don't need to overextend here. It's the worst thing you can do. Just stay on your creep. Traded well. herO's going to try and bait him into pushing again. Dark's going to pursue. But I think with the slow warp-ins, yeah, I think, oh my god, that's a ballsy blink.
Very aggressive blink there from herO, and he's being punished for that blink, by the way. 3, 4, 5 stalkers going to be going down here. This is disastrous with this blink stalker style. You want to preserve this stalker count. You want it to snowball. You want to overwhelm your opponent. But I think herO may have just lost too much.
Yeah, it's just, as you said, like, perfect way of putting it. It's just like playing versus Reapers, every loss early on is less damage you're outputting for the rest of the engagement, so keeping it as long as possible. And in this case, yeah, like, there's just so much of a buffer. He's got 4 base worth of lings here, you've got fantastic injects by Dark. It's just going to be hard to kind of break this Ravager Roach backbone with so many Zerglings tanking for the Stalkers.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's possible at this point. We'll see, of course. I mean, here he does have great control and great micro, but there's only so much that can really do for you. We have more and more links coming in to reinforce. We have +2 on the way. We have Roach speed as well. We can see that the Roach Ravager army is good enough to just force this back once again.
Yeah, and funnily enough, Dark actually sniped his own creep tumor, but he's spreading creep in the middle of this engagement, and with just one Oracle, where's the rest of the Oracles? Like, they must have got taken out, but I think Ravagers add an extra layer of DPS to this hold, and they just do so much like extra damage. I think that even if, you know, hero's looking okay, it's going to be a pretty decent hold for Dark.
Yeah, like, I think you pointed it out quite well there, and that is that this style from herO works best when you have 3 oracles to support, but 2 of them died earlier on, and without those oracles, we saw how much Lings really did to these stalkers. We saw how they had a really hard time pushing in without getting punished, and yeah, that's where the oracles come in.
They certainly do. As you see now, coming in, realizing, you know, to snipe these Ravagers units to get some good value, but looking at the gas bank of Dark, he's been mining off of 6 gas this entire time. Even if these Ravagers get sniped, it's going to replenish pretty quickly, and despite having a 3rd base, yeah, here is completely all in here.
Yes, he is completely all in, and he's been able to pick off a decent amount of Roaches and Ravagers, more than I would have thought, to be honest, but it still just is not enough here. Dark has a great economy behind this. He just keeps on chronoing or creating whatever he can. Speed just finished for his Roach Ravager, and +2 is more than halfway done.
It certainly is. As we see here, oh, maybe a slight overextension by Dark, not quite required, but he's still going to have too much as the Ling's coming to reinforce the Queens to transfuse. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be the backbone of herO being broken. He's going to lose his position, and what's his response going to be? Build nothing and just try micro.
Yeah, I think from here, there's nothing else to do but tap out. The gateway gets taken out, GG gets called, and Dark takes a game. He fights back in this series.
Dark takes a game. Light, nice prediction.
Oh,
Noob.
True. And is this as far as Dark can go, or is this the beginning of a comeback?
True. Like, all it takes is one more victory to you know, take us to the ace match. Actually, but some good games today. But yeah, it feels like a push from herO that is momentum based, but he just didn't have any momentum. Even though Dark does lead with the Lings, like so many Lings, but he just couldn't. Yeah, just didn't work.
Yeah, I think maybe herO being a little bit careless with his oracles early on, and after that happened, maybe should have tried to switch gears from that position. Committing the way that he did, we saw clearly he just wasn't able to have enough there, to have enough of that momentum. Didn't work out in the end, and as a result, the series is going to continue. We have a series here. We have more of a back and forth.
We certainly do, like, that's what we come to expect. The greatest finals are when it's close. Oh my god, why is it that's all the way to the right? Wait, who started? Remember when we had we were casting a tournament and I had the wrong overlay on and I couldn't find like which camera was you? I was like, oh, like, what? How did you miss this? Looking right at it. Oh no, I'm watching something else. Anyway, here we go. Potential last match here, but also the potential for Dark to come back. Spawning in the bottom right position, playing for DPG. It is the South Korean Protoss in the red. Give it up for herO.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have his opponent, the South Korean Zoclair, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG, taking a game in the game number 2, and now looking to make a series out of it. It is Dark.
Light.
Yo.
At what point does the unnatural natural become the natural natural?
That's a good question, actually. Like, how long does it take for a new kind of a new reality to settle in, you know? How long did it take it for us to like Pluto isn't a planet anymore, but isn't it like becoming a planet again? Isn't that a thing that's happening?
I think so.
Yeah.
Sorry, That base is not misplaced, is it, by Dark? I don't think so. Is it?
No.
Right? Oh, okay.
No.
I'm just losing it. Okay.
Yeah. You're crazy, Papi. You're crazy.
The drones have to move so far though from the back middle. That's so broken.
Broken, Papi.
Actually, no, yeah. I'm looking at hero's natural, and yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty far too.
Yeah.
What does it?
Stay with me, Chase. Stay with me. You're doubting your own reality right now. You're like, is the unnatural natural? Natural?
is the unnatural natural still unnatural if it's placed differently despite being a natural now? Yeah, that's fine.
You're going too many layers deep, mate. You're
Naturals are like ogres. But yeah, pretty standard light. And I know you are a Zerg player. Take heed here of what Dark is doing.
Okay.
He's getting a third base, you filthy all-inning animal.
Who are you talking to? Are you talking to yourself right now? Is that what
No, I'm talking to you.
Don't all in on 2 bases. What are you talking about?
All in on 3 bases.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah, listen here. So this is something interesting. Like normally you get like 6lings, right? You put 3lings when your base gets swapped like this. You put 3lings at one base for the adept, 3lings at the other. Dark has only got 4lings. He's put 2 at each base. So he's playing a very, very kind of it's a minute thing, but the earlier you kind of pick out these little advantages, the more they kind of gain over time, right? So very small thing. Most players will kind of go for the 6lings when they're split up like this, but Dark being the chatty is just goes for 4.
Yeah, we'll see if he can get away with that. I mean, for the time being, we don't see any Adept harass, so he is getting away with it. Only an Oracle is moving out across the map, so yeah, not a bad adaptation here from Dark, but maybe I spoke too soon because the Oracle dips in and, 4 drones go down.
Yeah, it's incredible even that he had 2 queens. They could have been, like, if you want to be a bit, anal about it, he could have been positioning them slightly better, considering the creep spread to that Oracle a little bit faster than last second. But this is like one of the reasons why it's skipping spores in this matchup. It's it's been seen as being like slightly greedy as a good player, but Oracle's even with the 2 queens in place got damage done. Here we go again, the second one coming in, gonna get even more done late. So this is why I never skip spores.
Yeah, it happens a lot. We've been casting a lot of Zerg players where they skip spores and then they end up losing like 10 drones, and it's like it was not worth it. just throw down the spores, Papi. Of course, it's one of those like high risk, high reward things where if they skip the spores and if they don't take damage, then they're feeling pretty good about themselves. But at this level of play, especially when you're up against herO of all players, like I don't know if it's really worth skipping.
We're in our element here, Light, because we're both like Zerg players. We can talk about these little nuances.
Yeah.
We both absolutely rolled over by products. We don't skip spores. We just forget spores.
Yeah, true. We get the meme. I don't skip spores. I forget spores. We are not the same.
So at least if you make the permanent choice, if you make the conscious choice to skip spores, you're gonna suffer the consequences. But if you just forget it, it's like, oh well, if I just didn't forget, I would have been fine. Even if you wouldn't have been fine.
Yeah.
You can have that excuse.
Yeah, it's not a bad decision, it's just bad play.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, maybe you heard the firework from New Year's Eve. It would put you off, but yeah, either way, like the signs of a great player, even when spores and queens are in position, Oracles will continue to get damage. And again, just like Dark, like his economy is huge. He's got 70 drones, 69 now. He's building no building. Like this is looking like it might be our first macro game. Not surprised it's on this map, like.
Yeah, Cosmic Sapphire is one of the larger maps in the map pool, so for things to go a little bit longer, it does make a lot of sense. Meanwhile, herO doesn't just go up to 3 bases, he's got a 4th on the way as well, so likewise, he isn't going to be going for any kind of big 3-base, 8-gate all-in or anything like that. He is going for a much more longer game, and we can even see that here in the main base with his tech. He's going for 1-1 upgrades with the double forge. So yeah, we're going to be a lot more passive this game, and Dark can finally get into a much more comfortable position.
Yeah, and we look, that's a pretty fast 4th base from herO once he realized that Dark's you know, macking out, once you see the Zerg grab their gases and layers kind of on the way, you can feel comfortable to kind of, the oracles on the map take your own fourth. Gas is being dropped to the third for herO too, as his oracles still scouting out. Oh, there's one left now, it looks like, but 82 drones. And the thing is, like, you know, having a high drone count for Zerg is good, but sometimes, you know, head to head, as the Zerg army is never going to be well, they can, but generally a Zerg army can't defeat a Protoss army equal supply. When you have a higher drone count, you have less supply.
Oh,
87 now.
it's a trap.
88.
And see, that is why I don't drone, Copium. Yeah, honestly, Dark is in a really good position because of his economy. He can tech up as well. We already have a hive on the way in the main base. We've already got +2 infestation pit. Spire is thrown down as well, unscouted, by the way. So herO doesn't have all the key pieces to the puzzle. Is gonna go for a stasis trap, but this does get spotted here by Dark. So yeah, I'm excited to see if Dark does plan to go into mutas.
Yeah, nice little shot down there before that. That's a point going off. But yeah, we see herO going up to 81 drones as well. So both these players, this is if we just look at the map, sorry, we normally do this at the start of the game. The map's very kind of easy to split. The main contention is really going to be the gold base in the bottom left, but apart from that, a lot of the action is going to be on the right hand upper right quadrant. So it's something, you know, it's still a little bit off as we see like as high as this fire in the way, but something you kind of watch how both players are going to posture heading into the late game. This is going to be a long one, like, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it should be. We do see Dark already moving out, just gaining map control. He's not going to commit to a big engagement here at the third base. He's not crazy. He's just going to back off and just secure his position here, secure his bases. His creep spread isn't looking too bad either, as, oh, he doesn't go for mutas. He's taking up even further.
Yeah, we have a supply block here for herO. Really brutal, dropping 6 pylons to deal with that. But Ultras, really, I think it's a wonderful choice, to be honest. You know, there's not many... Is this the first robo? Just going, no, surely no. It's the second robo now. Brood Lords too, so what we're going to see most likely, like... And I feel like herO's going to scout this. We're going to see some Ultra kind of ground tech to force, you know, ground reaction at herO. And then we're going to see like a Brood Lord army, just to kind of capitalize on the ground tech made. Because... herO here, he's on 4 bases, but instead of going for a Stargate kind of transition, he has to go for these robo. Now you can see the Ultra cabinets. We see these Stalkers get surrounded. Oh my god.
Yeah, again, a great catch here from Dark to get all these Stalkers, but the positioning is just too good here behind the mineral line. herO is able to trade efficiently anyway. At the same time, Zealots and Archons are getting on top of the Ravagers here on the left-hand side. Dark, ooh, losing some of his high-tech units.
Yeah, really good timing here from herO, kind of seeing the tech on the way. He's going to jump on his opponent. Adrenal is not yet finished, but that is more than enough for him to deal with this, especially with the Ravagers having some help. But the Stalkers on the top are likely going to get the base as well. Like, there's hectic stuff going on everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Dark, he's forced to respond with his entire army here on the left-hand side with all his Lings, and that opens up a bit of an opening here for herO to go on in with his Blink Stalkers. He's going to be able to get this hatchery in the end. At the same time, Zealots come in and they get on top of these Ravagers.
Yeah, well, remember when I said this was going to go late light? Looks like it's going to be tested a bit, to be honest. But yeah, Dark is going to hold, but unfortunately he's had to spend a lot of his lava. Dark, again, as we said, he's one of those players that likes to kind of move his queens around, help them defend, get the most efficiency out of them, but he's got no hatches injected right now. So I feel like if herO just sustained that attack a little bit longer, he could have really broken the back of Dark here. But anyway, we have Ultras coming in. We do have Adrenal finish, so maybe choosing to back off after taking that 5th base out.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad time there for herO. You could argue that maybe he would have done even more damage, but regardless, I'm sure he's happy with what he did. Meanwhile, we have a 5th base on the way for herO. It is the gold as well. Dark does have eyes on this, or he has eyes on the army at least. Hasn't seen the base yet.
Yeah, and I feel like he's in a really good spot here. Taking the top base, taking the bottom left base, and solidifying, consolidating the position there. He's doing the correct thing where, you know, if you're going ground-based Protoss, don't just sit back. Oh my god, those Ultras can do as, you know, trade and try and get damage done. Don't just let Zerg get a better army out, and he's really very aggressive, playing well.
Very aggressive, but here we go. The Disruption Novas are going to be going up here. Does connect with only Lings so far. We have 2 more remaining, but the Ultras are getting on top of the army. Ooh.
They are indeed. And oh, it's like there are no immortals, but there are Archons and Stalkers still got a hold. And actually, it looks like the numbers are dwindling here for Dark. His Kindness is about to finish. All the Ultras are dead, and GG is called. herO is going to take the series 3-1. Like, wow.
GG, Dark, he falls for the trap, the Ultra trap, but it was before that where Dark was on the back foot. We saw him just being pulled apart by the multi-pronged aggression there of herO, Zealots and Stalkers all over the place, and with that, herO takes the victory 3-1.
Yeah, that was, and it's hard to say because I know I pointed out the lack of injects there, but it just looks like Dark didn't have any money. I don't know if it's because he had 4 ultras like in the bank, but it just seemed like he got a bit like herO just scattered like 2 tech choices coming in, and he just picked a perfect timing to attack. Dark got a little bit stifled, lost the base, was forced to kind of invest in these units he didn't want to invest. He'd been trading off for the past couple of minutes, and herO just won like and just won like that.
Yeah, it's one of those things where typically it's a bad idea to take up too much too quickly, and I was questioning Dark going for both the Greater Spire and the Ultra Den at the same time, or the Ultra Cavern, because that is a lot of gas being invested, that's a lot of time being invested. Maybe he was a little bit of 2 minds, and you're right in saying that I think it was the Larva, because I remember Dark, after defending against that first wave, he had like over 1k gas and he was making a couple of ultras, but he wasn't spending all of his bank immediately. Eventually he had those extra 4 ultras on the way, right? But I do think that it was maybe a Larva issue, because his queens were being pulled all over the place, because he was losing a lot of queens as well, and he was having a really hard time spending his money despite having a pretty healthy drone count.
I agree, Light. Thank you for backing me up. 100% right. I knew it was a love issue. No, yeah, no, I agree too. It was the case of, yeah, you have ultras kind of in the, you have ultras in the eggs, but maybe if you'd injected a little bit earlier, been on top of it, you may have been able to have them to support the kind of push, because Stalkers, ultras they're good when they're supported, but unsupported Stalkers just melt them. It's incredible how good they are, even with kindness plating. But then again, it could have been, you could go back even further to say that maybe if Dark played a little bit better, kind of was more clued on to what herO was doing, you wouldn't have needed to deploy his queens, and kind of was able to inject a little bit better. There's just really great timing by Dark, hitting before the tech, hitting before the upgrades and Adrenal, and yeah, it's a reason why he's such a good player. And Light, oh my god, we're still in the party with Dark. Be cool, be cool. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave so you can't keep me. Yeah.
Oh my god. GG, well played. Shout out to yourself, Chase, as well, for actually getting the prediction correct there. For herO to win the series 3-1. Dark was able to fight back on day to C, if you recall, so he was able to at least put a point on the board, but overall herO was the better player today. And I want to emphasize today, because these two are some of the best players in the world, and they do typically go back and forth here in series, and where one weekend herO might win, another weekend Dark could win.
1,000,000% Light. And also have to give a shout out to Air Orange for subscribing. Again, thank you for 13 months. A 5-month streak. We hope you enjoyed the games. As Light said, these two players are very strong. And yeah, it was a bit more of a kind of expected result, I'd say, Light. But it's New Year's, Dark's probably super hungover. herO misplaced the base, he was probably hungover too. Anything can happen. But yeah, it's hopefully, as we go into 2023, we have plenty more games like this that are going to be happening.
Oh yeah, exactly. Plenty more games, a sight of things to come. I really just want to see late game TVZ. We haven't been able to get it. We've been able to cast, a couple of ESL tournaments this past week here with the new mods, but we just haven't had that matchup yet. The TVZs that we have had have ended early, unfortunately. So Yeah, I can't wait to see those changes. I also can't wait to see the new map pool. I know that's on the horizon as well. We don't have which maps are confirmed yet, but I do believe we're going to get some new maps shortly as well, especially now that the TLMC has wrapped up. So very exciting times to come here, and thank you so much, Chase, for being a part of it today.
Light, sorry I scared you by telling you I was still awake 6 hours before the cast, but yes, thank you. Thank you guys. We a little bit rusty on the cast, but that's okay. We, the people demand. What do the people demand? Like, they demand the casting icon back.
Oh.
And we appreciate you guys tuning in, especially after New Year's. Is it New Year's Eve? Is it the 31st? What's today? New Year's Day?
New Year's Day. Yeah.
Yeah, especially during New Year's Day. Thank you for joining us, guys. Especially with a couple extra streams running, especially the last final there. We do appreciate having you guys tune into us. I know Light's the main attraction, but thank you for watching regardless.
Mate, everyone wanted to tune in for the casting cowboy, mate. Let's go, Poppy. Let's go. Yeah, GG, well played to herO and to Dark as well for making it to the finals. Thank you so much, Chase, for joining me. And Chase, why don't you let the people know where they can find your stream? Because I know you don't stream too frequently, but every now and then, maybe once a month, I do see your Twitch channel go live.
Sure, like, you can find me at Chase_SC2 on Twitch. I play once every 4 or 5 months or something. Yeah. But someone who does stream, who was streaming actually 6 hours ago, like, when I was very disappointed, triple dots at me. Where can people find you, like? I'm sure there's like 50 million CranKy Ducklings and the Light stream. But yeah, give us the deets.
Yeah, you can follow me at light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter. I do typically stream on a daily basis, but recently, because of all the casting that we've been doing, I've been taking a bit of a break, been focusing on the casting instead. But if you want to tune into some god-awful Masters level ladder sessions, then check me out on my own personal channel. I do also play some Final Fantasy, some Spider-Man, some other games here and there whenever it tickles my fancy. But if you're only interested in our casting and in the tournaments that we run and what we're able to provide to the StarCraft community, then follow us here on the CranKy Ducklings. We were live last night with World Team League here on this channel, and we may be live again tonight in 5 hours with the final day of the round robin stage of World Team League. I have to confirm with Asher to see if he's rested and if he's up for another long cast. We'll see. But if he's up for it, if Yaku's up for it, then we may be casting again in 5 hours. So a little bit tentative on that. No confirmation yet, especially because it's New Year's Day. You know, I wouldn't blame them if, even myself, if we just want to be a little bit lazy and chill and enjoy the festivities, enjoy the holiday, you know.
100%, like, it's been a busy year for a lot of us. I've got to clean my room so I can use my camera.
True.
Hopefully we'll be back. Just a little side shout out like to you, because I know you were casting last night and casting this morning, you're casting later on. You don't get the appreciation you deserve. I'm not gonna give it to you because you don't deserve it. But you do deserve it. Bringing StarCraft to the masses. So, what's it been? It's been almost 10 years you've been doing this stuff, right?
No. We started 2017, I think. 2017.
Oh, yeah, well, just pretend you can't do math. 6 years. Yeah.
It's been 20 years, Poppy. It's
I've been doing it since the prehistoric age.
Since before my inception, Poppy. I just was casting from the womb.
Pretty much. Yes, thank you, Light, for bringing us StarCraft. We all appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your New Year's, guys.
Yes. Everyone, enjoy your New Year's. Enjoy yourselves, your family. And enjoy StarCraft as well, which we, of course, have running almost 24/7. Thank you so much for the support. If you want to support us further, you can check out our Patreon, you can subscribe to our Twitch channel as well, and you can check out our VODs on YouTube, ! Socials in the chat for all of that good stuff. Meanwhile, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thanks so much for the support. Chase, do you have anything you want to say before we head off for the afternoon?
No. I mean, thanks for being cool, viewers. You're the best viewers.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.
Bye.